Hello all you beauty people and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So obviously it's going to be another installment into my favorite series, and this time we are doing eyeshadow palettes. You know your girl just loves her eyeshadow. I'm pretty basic sometimes, but when I really want color, there are a few different palettes that I really reach for all the time that are my favorites that I've had. Some of them I've had for years and a very long time. So I just want to go ahead and show you guys some of my all-time favorite palettes that I have had in my collection for a while. But obviously you guys know, if this is your first time, if this is not your first time coming to my channel, I do videos probably about 2 to 3 times a week. But since it is December and it is a Vlogmas and Christmas time, I am trying to put up as many videos as possible for you guys, and I'm also giving back. So make sure that you guys are staying tuned to my channel. And if you guys haven't seen one of my recent videos where I actually go through my whole entire collection, my whole entire makeup collection, make sure you go ahead and check that video out after this video so you can actually see more of the eyeshadow palettes that I do have in my collection currently right now at the moment. So again, if you guys like videos like this, you know the gist. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and don't forget to hit that notification bell down below so you never miss a video with me, your girl Senior D, and let's just go ahead and get into it. So I have a bunch of eyeshadow palettes right here for you guys to kind of go over and tell you why they are my favorites as of right now, and why I have, how long I've had them in my collection. God, I'm stumbling over my words right now at the moment, but yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and talk about each one of these eyeshadow palettes and why I love them and why they're my favorites. So the first one I have actually right here is this one. This is the e.l.f. Mad for Matte eyeshadow palette. I've had this in my collection for an extremely long time. It is a very loved and very damaged at the same time. But this is, I think, e.l.f.'s like first matte eyeshadow palette they came out with years and years ago. I think I got it during that time because obviously you can tell this is the extremely old packaging that e.l.f. used to do. And this is what the palette looks like. So it's basically just a bunch of matte shades that are in here, from a like very nude shade that's pretty much like the color of your skin, like an ivory color, to more of some of those inner shade creases like light taupe browns, a little bit more of a light nude shades, and then it goes all the way to extremely dark brown and a gray. But I use this palette all the time. I always use it in my inner crease. I'm always using it for my eyebrows, to shade them in. But yeah, this palette has been in my collection for so long, and it is very well loved and very damaged, but it has a great price point. So the price of this palette, I believe when it came out, was like $10. I believe now it's even cheaper than that. I don't even know if they even still sell this anymore because I haven't seen it in stores in such a long time. I do have the other matte palette. I don't even know where that is. It's somewhere hiding. It might be in the back of my drawer right now at the moment, but I do have the other one, or I decluttered it, I don't remember. But again, very loved palette. So if you want a very nude, neutral palette and all you want are mattes, this is a really good palette to go ahead and pick up, and it is very affordable because it is drugstore. Now, one of my newest palettes that I've been falling in love with and I've been using so much since I got it, this is the Laura Lee Los Angeles Nudie Patootie palette. I've always wanted to take a plunge and try some of her eyeshadow palettes out, and this is what it looks like. It is super pretty. I think this is the better price value if you want to pick up one of her eyeshadow palettes, because she has this one, and then she also just came out with a Nudie Patootie 2. But this one definitely has way more shades, and you get more bang for the buck if you pick this one up. I actually bought it during her Black Friday sale. I recently actually put up a video about this palette and what I purchased from it. So if you guys want to go ahead and check that out, I'll put it at the end of this video, in the end credits, in the end screen, so you guys can go ahead and check out this video for sure if you guys want to go and do that. Now, there is a giveaway in that video, so you definitely don't want to miss out on that. If it's not over, I'll let you know somewhere in this video if it's still going on or not, but you should definitely go ahead and check out the video anyways if you're ever interested in trying out Laura Lee Los Angeles, because I tried out a few more extra things of products in there, such as some of her face makeup and also lip products. So again, this palette is super beautiful. I believe it is originally priced at about $45 for this, but I got this, the face palette, and a lip product for $35, which had a whole value of $50, but even more, because if you actually think about the price of all that stuff. Anyways, I don't want to go too deep into it, but definitely love this palette so much because of the formula, the nude shades that are in here, the matte shades. It's just so pretty on the eyes. Definitely love this one so much for sure. Now, as we're talking about neutrals and still going into that, I have the original Naked Urban Decay palette. Yes, the original Naked. And this actually was the first palette I ever bought with my own money that was like high-end back then, which realistically it was. And obviously you can tell the packaging is very well worn and loved. And you can't even see that it says Urban Decay on the side anymore. But I just love this palette. I can't get rid of it. And obviously by looking at it, you can tell it was very well loved for sure. I used this day in, day out. This is the eyeshadow palette that I wore all throughout high school for sure, because I really didn't start getting into makeup realistically, like loving it until more or less like college. But this eyeshadow palette is just so beautiful, so beautiful. This shade Half Baked is just one of my all-time favorites just because of the way that it looks, and it's so beautiful on the eyes. But yes, Half Baked, and it's really great just for transitions. If you want that nude smoky eye, this is a palette you should have in your collection. I don't think they sell it anymore. I think they went ahead and discontinued this one, and then they came out with like the Naked Honey palette, which was kind of supposed to be like this, but a little bit more updated. So definitely my tried and true eyeshadow palette that I've had for the longest time. And then another palette that is kind of in that same category is this one. This is the Lorac Riesling Romance eyeshadow palette. And this is just super stunning. It's just a super small eyeshadow palette. You can kind of compare it to like the Naked Basics, but this is more like Lorac's version. So again, I got this during Christmas time, probably about 2 years ago, when they had, you know, those little holiday gifts that you can get, little eyeshadow palettes for very affordable prices. And I just love this one. I've really dug into, obviously, so you can see that shade a lot. This one is beautiful for an inner corner highlight just because it is just stunning when it comes to, can you see that? Just as soon as I did it on my hand, like that is just a stunning inner highlight corner, and the rest of it's just like matte shades. I think there's there's two matte shades in here, and the rest of them are all shimmers of some type of sort, but it's just a beautiful natural eye if that's what you're looking for. And then going into more of my darker palettes, I guess you can say, or smokier, or more like fall-like. I don't even know how to even explain it, but these two are really beautiful palettes. So you can kind of call them dupes for the Naked Heat palette. Now this is the Milani Pure Passion 04 palette, and this is what it looks like. So again, you do have these really great, beautiful matte shades down here at the bottom. You've got a bunch of shimmers that are in here. I will tell you, this shade right here is a little bit of a flop. I believe that one is called Lust and Luminous or Afterglow. I'm not really sure which one that is. That must be, yeah, that one is Afterglow, and that one is just a very disappointing shade. It doesn't really pay off, but the rest of the shades pay off very well. So for an affordable eyeshadow palette, I remember when they came out with these a few years ago, maybe it's like 2 years ago they came out with this. I love this eyeshadow palette. I'm not sure if they still sell these or not, or if they've just kind of upgraded the packaging. But again, very affordable. Milani has really great eyeshadow palettes if you ever wanted to check them out. And then another palette which is kind of comparable to the same thing is this one. I have used the heckin' bob out of this one. This is the Crown Pro eyeshadow palette. So if you guys have heard of the Crown eye brushes, they also have eyeshadows as well, obviously. So with brushes, you can't have makeup without it too. Well, a lot of brush companies, I guess, don't have makeup, but this one sure does. And again, I love all of these warm tones. Now this is a really good payoff eyeshadow palette, and I just dig it a lot because of all the warm tones that are in here, especially when it comes to this side over here. Just super beautiful. I go ahead and swatch this shade for you really quickly. Oh no, I just dropped all of them. But just look how beautiful that is. Like, I can't help but love this eyeshadow palette. Alright, so we have a few more eyeshadows to get through. I've got 4 more left for you. So I do have a ColourPop eyeshadow palette in here. This one is one of my favorites because it is by Kathleen Lights and ColourPop. It is the Dream Street eyeshadow palette. First off, just look at that packaging. Isn't that just so beautiful? And then when you get into it, just the way these colors are together, you can create some really beautiful looks in here. These 2 blues are beautiful, so is this like pink shade right here as well. But I just love the way that this eyeshadow palette is. The formula is amazing as well. If you've never tried it, this blue shade, I cannot explain to you how amazing it is. It does have like a bluish brown hue to it, if you can see the way that it shifts. And then I'll gladly go ahead and put that on my hand for you. I didn't go too hard into it, but you can tell like that is just stunning. I am in love. And I also do have the Zodiac palette from ColourPop and Kathleen Lights. I think those might be the only 2 ColourPop eyeshadow palettes that I have in my collection. I do have other stuff from ColourPop, but as it comes for eyeshadow palettes, this one and the Zodiac one that I have as well are very well loved in my collection. So I'll go ahead and throw those out, but these are both by Kathleen Lights, and I just love her so much. This is what the other one looks like. Super stunning, super pretty. This one right here, which is Pisces, oh my goodness. Like the way that these formulas are amazing as well. Like, can you not? Like, what is that? Super beautiful. I just can't. Like, these shadows are just stunning. The way that they're formulated are amazing. If you've tried out ColourPop eyeshadows before, you know why they're amazing. But these are just better because of the packaging, and it was to support Kathleen Lights. So there is that. Then I have the Urban Decay Born to Run palette. So if you want a very versatile palette and you want neutrals, you want mattes, you want shimmers, you want color, this is the palette for you. First off, just by looking at the packaging. But this is a palette that if you want to travel with, you travel with this one because you can get pretty much anything and everything out of this palette. So you've got, you know, some pinks, some oranges, some browns, some greens, a little bit of blue, some pink tones, some neutrals. Like, you literally have everything in this palette, and it is stunning. I have pretty much swatched almost every single shade in here and used every single shade in here. And I also have traveled with this palette before. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what Wonderlust looks like. This very dark green shade, which is super beautiful. Go ahead and swatch that on my hand right here for you guys. So just the payoff from Urban Decay. You know, you're paying for obviously the name, but also the formula. Urban Decay has never let me down. I can tell you probably Urban Decay, besides Jeffree Star, I have the most eyeshadow palettes from, because I have the Naked 1, the Naked 3, the Naked Heat, the Born to Run palette. I forget, there's more back there when it comes to the Naked palettes. So that is that. And then the other one I have is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. You guys know when this one came out, it became a phenomenon. Everyone loved this. She built more off of this one. So this palette, I can't even speak enough. It's very beautiful neutral pink tones. You got some beautiful shimmers in there. Now, it kind of reminded me a little bit of the Naked 3 palette, but obviously just a little bit better because you have some of these deeper berry tones that are in there. But I need to clean my hands. I've got stuff all over me, but this Primavera is a very beautiful shade, which is this one right here for you. Where else can I swatch? Right here? Yeah, so right there. If you can see that, there you go. There it is, Sandra. How hard do I have to turn my hand? There it is. But that shade is super beautiful, nice golden shimmer shade. Very beautiful inner corner highlight, but I have used this one heavily when I first got it. I need to go back in and like really dive back in and touch a lot of these palettes because it's been a while. Every now and then I'll grab for color because realistically when it comes to work, I'm not really putting on a lot of makeup when I go to work just because all you can see is my eyes. Now I guess I could do my eyes a little bit more just so that's the only part that should pop. But just not that invested right now at the moment. More or less, I'm putting on more makeup for videos than I am for actually day-to-day things. And then the last palette in my favorites collection is going to be the James Charles X Morphe palette. You guys know all about this palette and why it is so amazing. But obviously this is the most colorful palette that I have in my collection, where you have all of these colors. Well, I guess it is. I just opened up a palette that I've had in my collection for the longest time, and I just haven't touched it, done anything with it. But that one has some color in it for sure. I don't know what the pigmentation is because I haven't played with it yet. But obviously when it comes to the James Charles palette, you know that this one is super versatile. There's so much colors into it. You can do your face, your whole entire face with this palette. You can use blush, eyeshadow, brows, contour, whatever you want to do with this beautiful palette. And I have gotten into a lot of these shades. I've played with it so much. I've used it for Halloween looks. If you guys have seen some of my Halloween looks that I had this year when I dressed up as the Mad Hatter, or when I did my Harry Potter one, this was the eyeshadow palette that I gravitated towards to use for all of the stuff that was on my face. So yeah, that is all of the eyeshadow palettes that are my favorites currently right now at the moment. If we have some similarities, let me know in the comments down below, and just let me know your thoughts. Do you guys have these eyeshadow palettes? Are you loving them? Are you not loving them? Did you declutter them? What are your thoughts? Let me know down in the comments down below. But again, that is the end of this video. So I appreciate you guys so much staying all the way to the end, but you know the gist. If you like videos like this, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and don't forget to hit that notification bell down below so you never miss a video of me, your girl Sandra D, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.